Because there's no defamation of character here. Because we got facts, proofs, and receipts. Facts, proofs, and receipts of your lies. We got all the receipts of everything that you ever put in the court. Of where 1 minute you lying, the next minute y'all trying to tell the truth, the next minute you lying, now y'all back in court, Bishop Green, lying all over again. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then on top of that, thank you, Miss Karen. Then on top of that, y'all, Bishop Green sends Attorney Johnson a letter saying to Bishop Kenneth Watts, if you all would apologize to me, I'll dismiss the case.
Where is my South Florida folks at? Because y'all supposed to be here tonight. Fort Lauderdale. Now we talking about North Florida and we talking about South Florida. Now, how is it that these two Negroes in the same church, but they want to be treated differently? Now, mind you, one is trying to steal a church, and the other one is taking money. Okay? Now, mind you, I can go right over here and pull up all the court case. Now, this is the case right here. Right here. Case number CACE 24003243. Still pending. Mind you, here we go. Can y'all see this? Now let's go here. What does this say? Thomas Temple Church of God in Christ. The jurisdictional branch, chairman, board of the bishops. Y'all all in the court system, all down here in Broward County. Y'all all down here in Broward County and still can't tell the truth. Okay, let's go over here. All right, Bishop Jimmie Lee Williams as jurisdictional prelate. But I got to go all the way down, though, because I got to go to the motions, because they filed motions to dismiss this case. Now, here is filed by defendant Florida Eastern Ecclesiastical Jurisdiction Church of God in Christ, and Jasmine Palmer as director of Florida Eastern Ecclesiastical Jurisdiction Church of God in Christ. They filed the motion to dismiss. So tell me why y'all will get up in the meetings and lie, and it took y'all all of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months, because we just heard about this year. Am I right, y'all? This year. It's taken Bishop Green and Bishop Sheard them almost 3 years to dismiss this case. But they filed a motion, was this May the 17th? Okay, hold on. But wait. It gets good, y'all. Wait a minute. Baby, it gets good. It gets good. It gets good. Let me see what y'all done did over here on the Cash Apples.
I've never seen that. So by now, I'm guessing everybody knows, okay, about the theft by Bishop Jimmie Lee Williams. So one of the first things I want to say, and one of the first things we had to talk to Pastor Robinson about when we learned that there were not rumors, apparently Bishop spoke from his mouth that there was a settlement. And believe it or not, he did this very convincingly, so much so that the lawyers in Tennessee and his own lawyers asked us, hey, what happened to the settlement? And I was just blown away. I said, there has never been a settlement. And their lawyers thought it. It's because that was huge. So I'm actually glad that we have this moment, because Thomas Temple, you have to be careful about what you're hearing, because you will hear non-truths. And honestly, what else can we expect from someone who stole so much money from you? That's how I see it. Pastor sent some messages. You sent them this morning. I'm just going to quickly address each one, but that was the biggest one. Be careful about the rumors. And if I have to come here every now and then, I will, on any day. Pastor told us that FEEJ was only defending the jurisdiction, and Jasmine. As of right now, each attorney filed a notice of appearance, and we have noticed that after they filed their notice of appearance, they're each telling us who they represent. So we had Tennessee lawyers who were representing COGIC, General Board, and the Judicial Branch. And we had Lomax say that he was representing the bishop. And then we had Miss Williams say she was representing FEJ and Lighthouse Worship Center. However, we received motions to dismiss. And Thomas Temple, that is normal attorney defensive practice, to file a motion to dismiss or an answer and affirmative defenses. Let me tell you, when I saw let me go back to jurisdiction. One of the other lawyers filed a motion to dismiss for Lighthouse Worship and Jasmine, who didn't file notices of appearance. We were going to address that in our response to the motions to dismiss, but they may have filed updated notices of appearance, or Pastor Robinson told me they filed substitution of counsel. I have not seen that yet, but that is an issue that we're addressing. You can't file a motion on behalf of someone you aren't representing. They were rushed to respond. They were not rushed to respond. There was a demand letter sent out back in December. So what happened is, when we file a complaint, all parties have either 20 or 21 days to respond. We waited that time out. They filed a motion to extend the time, which is another defense tactic, so it didn't surprise us. What did hurt us is our judge's calendar is so booked. It's unbelievable. The amount of time that they were asking for actually was at the date the judge had a calendar date. So one, like I said, I've been practicing 26 years. I am concerned about my reputation. And I understand that the judge is going to remember if you do something stupid or out of character or just looking like you're playing judicial games. So we gave, instead of having a hearing, I think it was March 19th was how much time they wanted. And the judge's calendar was shortly after that. So we said, look, you have asked for this date. We're going to give you that date. And we did agreed orders for them to respond by that date. And they all did with their motions to dismiss. Immediately, when any lawyer gets a motion to dismiss, because guess what? The other side, they're going to file it, but then they're going to never set it for a hearing. So the case can just drag and drag and drag and nobody do anything. So the day I saw it, I looked at the judge's calendar. This must have been March 19th. Guys, the judge didn't have a court date available until September, right? And the judge's calendar goes so fast, and these motions need more than 5 minutes, so you have to have a 30 or 45-minute hearing. So I looked at the days the judge had, and I said, you all have 1 day. If you don't pick one of these days that I'm giving you, I will pick the date. And of course, what did they do? They picked the last day, but they did it within a day because they knew we're not playing. Whenever we talk to them, it's very serious. It's very stern. We're very forward. We are not going to play games with any defendant. It's going to be forward. If there's a point we miss, we will admit it. We will amend our complaint. You're still not getting out of it. But they picked that day. And so the next day when I went to schedule it, guess what? The time has shortened. And I was like, oh my God. So I set them across 2 days. And I told the defendants, I set it across 2 days. I put you here and you here. And they didn't like that. But at this point, I don't care, because now we have to respond to their motion to dismiss. When we respond in writing to the motion to dismiss, what happens is, if it goes to that court date, the judge, we know is going to deny the motion. We've done our research. We haven't written our response yet. But once those motions are denied, the judge will give them like 10 days to respond. This is normal practice. But what our position is, when we write our response, after they all receive it, we're going to let them know, if you let this get to this court date, we are going to ask the judge for 1 day to respond, because now you will have had this complaint since February. You have had it. It does not take February to September to answer a complaint. So not only that, we're going to ask for sanctions, because we feel like, especially the motion to dismiss from the Church of God in Christ, is frivolous. We believe that because Florida Supreme Court addresses just about everything they named, and they won't be granted this motion to dismiss. Now, giving them the benefit of the doubt, maybe they don't know that, but they're going to know when they receive our response. And so our position when they receive our responses is that they agree to deny their motions to dismiss, and they answer the complaint, because you can't get to trial until it's called what's called right. That means every motion has been heard, every answer has been given, all the discovery and witnesses have been given. And that big box you just saw me give was all of our exhibits. There is not another exhibit that we need. What we will need to submit to them is a witness list. And that's it. And that is how we get to trial. My thought is this will not get to trial, because once they see our response to the motion to dismiss, our exhibits were attached to the complaint. So it's right there. We feel like our case is very tight. We have evidence from the bank statements. We have evidence from the insurance company. We have evidence that pastor didn't take office until August of 2023, which leads me to the statute of limitations, which I guess you guys heard. The statute of limitations starts the day the last thing occurred. And the last thing that occurred is Bishop Williams finally took his hand off Thomas Temple. And that wasn't until August of 2023, right? Correct. That is when you took office. And everybody knows that. It's not even like all your church members can testify, but we have it in black and white as well, because we have documents that he was on probation, which, by the way, was unlawful. Correct. So, the settlement offer, we were negotiating. And it is true that they did offer Thomas Temple $75,000. Guess what? They also offered to pay more than what our attorney's fees were. Of course, we love that. But that was not in Thomas Temple's best interest. They wanted to pay Thomas Temple $75,000 lump sum. Then they wanted to pay a certain amount for 24 months. And then when the 24 months were over, they wanted to pay a lump sum of the entire amount. So, thank God, women brain, man brain. My co-counsel is Marlon Bennett. And he's like, if in 24 months, you already know you can make a lump sum payment of this amount of money, why don't you make at least half of that up front? And they just couldn't do it. Then I think Pastor's message said, okay, so this payment, all these payments were coming supposedly from a private source. When you have a settlement agreement, you have to sign it. It has to be in writing. They would not tell us who was paying this money. In the end, Bishop could file bankruptcy, and then Thomas Temple wouldn't get a penny. And we're not putting Thomas Temple in that position. He could file bankruptcy after paying the $75,000. Then guess what? Thomas Temple wouldn't get anything. And we'd still have to sue, because to consider the debt not dischargeable, it has to be from a crime. So that was an offer. There was no settlement agreement. And again, I think that those other lawyers thought this was our settlement agreement. They never said what the settlement agreement was. They literally were genuinely asking me, where is the settlement agreement? I'm like, good luck finding a signed settlement agreement, because it didn't happen. And then they said, well, we heard, let us get back to you. Well, they have found out. There is no signed settlement agreement. I actually think that's a lie straight from Bishop Williams' mouth. And before I say, is it? He's the one who said it.
Correct.
That's a lie. Number 5 that he asked, and then there's only two more left. The $16,000. In that $75,000, we were told Bishop Williams had $16,000 of it. So I don't know how this is such a big deal, but they did say Bishop had $16,000, which was part of the $75,000. But again, Thomas Temple did not care, did not accept that offer. Thomas Temple could drop this case. Why? Just why? No. And as far as his daughter having anything to do with it, we suspect that she does, because she was his personal assistant and she was over FEEJ. She had to know what was going on. She may be our least strongest defendant, and that's okay, because it still doesn't get anyone else off the hook. FEEJ owes nothing to Thomas Temple. That's not true. Money he stole, he gave to FEEJ, and we have tracked that. I mean, it wasn't a smart crime. His signature is on every check. His name is on the bank account. The check was mailed to his house, overnight express, and all of that is paperwork, and it's all in the box held by your pastor, okay? We have no case, and we're trying to sue everybody. We're trying to sue every wrongdoer who let Bishop Williams steal $700,000. The statute of limitations, that was very important, because it kind of got me too, but it's right in our complaint. August 2023 is when the last act occurred. It's in paragraph 18 of the complaint. And I'm telling you that from memory, because when I received this, so I've already spent about 12 hours just on one motion to dismiss, and it's not even, the response isn't written yet. It takes a long time. One, because we read every case you mentioned, and then we get every case we're going to mention. And then Marlon and I discuss it. Right now, I'm writing the one for COGIC. And we're just doing one at a time to let them see. Let them see. There's no way this should go to a hearing. And if it does, we cannot, even if they let it go to a hearing in September and they're still losing, we have asked for all the money back, which equals $700,000 approximately. Because of this being civil theft, you can get 3 times that amount. And if they drag this out too far, I'm A-okay if Thomas Temple gets the money that was stolen from them. But how much better if they get double or triple? And we will not back off if they keep this up. We will not back off. This case can't be, no jurisdiction. The Florida Supreme Court, they try to say there's no jurisdiction because this is a church matter about morals and whatnot. No, this is about civil theft. It's an ordinary, non-religious issue.